The moonlit night shrouded Gujarat in an otherworldly glow as Sikandar Shah approached the mausoleum of Shah Daula, a revered shrine nestled amidst ancient trees that seemed to whisper secrets in the cool breeze. The mausoleum, a site of deep spiritual significance, was surrounded by flickering lanterns and swaying shadows. Pilgrims often visited the shrine, seeking blessings and protection, but it was also known to be a place where the line between the seen and the unseen blurred. That is why no one was allowed there after dark, because it was then that the veil between the realms of humans and Jinn was at its thinnest. Locals believed the shrine was guarded by Jinns, powerful, supernatural beings tasked with ensuring the sanctity of the sacred site. Stories spoke of how the Jinn inconspicuously helped the devout, protecting the faithful, but also how they punished those who dared disrespect the shrine. Over the centuries, countless pilgrims reported strange occurrences, whispers carried on the wind, shimmering figures at the edge of their vision, and objects moving of their own accord. For the faithful, these were signs of the Jinn's guardianship, but for the careless, they were warnings of their wrath. Sikandar had come to the shrine after hearing troubling rumors in the nearby village. The Jinn, once protectors, had turned vengeful, causing fires to break out in homes, livestock to vanish, and people to fall ill under mysterious circumstances. A village elder had approached Sikandar, his voice trembling with desperation. Something has angered them. There's no peace anymore, Shah Sahib. Some say it began after an artifact was stolen from the shrine, a relic said to be blessed by Shah Daula himself. Please find the artifact and end this torment. Sikandar knew such stories often contained fragments of truth. The theft of a sacred object could easily disrupt the balance between the spiritual and mortal worlds, especially when powerful beings like Jinns were involved. Clutching the hilt of his Zulfikar talwar, Sikandar made his way toward the shrine, prepared for whatever awaited him. The mausoleum was bathed in an ethereal glow, the lanterns casting long shadows that seemed to shift and move unnaturally. The air was thick, charged with an energy Sikandar could feel deep in his chest. As he stepped closer, a sudden gust of wind extinguished the lanterns, plunging the area into darkness.
Who are you to dare breach the veil between our worlds? This realm is not for the living.
Sikandar stood his ground, his talwar humming faintly in his hand.
I come seeking the truth. I wish to restore what was taken and bring peace to this place.
In response, the shadows around the shrine began to move. Wisps of smoke coalesced into towering forms, their glowing eyes burning with intensity. The Jinn were restless, their anger palpable.
The relic was ours to protect. It has been stolen, and with it our honor. Until it is returned, there will be no peace.
Sikandar learned from the Jinn that the artifact, a gilded amulet said to have been blessed by Shah Daula himself, was not merely a relic. It was a token of a pact between the Jinn and the shrine, a physical representation of their bond and their duty to protect the sacred site. Its theft had severed that bond, leaving the Jinn dishonored and enraged.
Who took it?
The Jinn hesitated before responding, their voices laced with disdain.
A sorcerer, a betrayer of our kind. He has enslaved one of us to guard the relic, and now he wields our power for his own gain.
The revelation sent a chill through Sikandar. Rogue sorcerers were rare but dangerous, often dabbling in forbidden magic to manipulate beings far beyond their understanding. The enslaved Jinn would be forced to obey its master's commands, no matter how destructive or cruel. Sikandar vowed to free it and restore the amulet. Following the Jinn's guidance, Sikandar trekked deep into a dense forest outside the village. The trees grew taller and closer together, their branches intertwining to form a canopy that blocked out the moonlight. The air grew colder, and the faint hum of dark energy told Sikandar he was close. Finally, he reached a clearing where a small, decrepit hut stood, surrounded by a circle of stones inscribed with glowing runes. The sorcerer's lair radiated malice, and Sikandar could feel the presence of the enslaved Jinn, its energy suppressed and bound by the runes. Inside the hut, the sorcerer awaited him, a gaunt man with sunken eyes and a cruel smile. The gilded amulet hung around his neck, pulsing faintly with a golden light. Behind him loomed the enslaved Jinn, its massive form restrained by chains of fire that crackled with dark magic.
You've come far, Rakwal, but you'll leave with nothing. The power of the Jinn is mine now.
The sorcerer unleashed the enslaved Jinn, commanding it to attack. The creature roared, its fiery chains glowing brighter as it lunged at Sikandar. Despite its size and strength, Sikandar saw the pain in its glowing eyes. It was not acting of its own free will. Sikandar dodged the attack, his talwar slicing through the fiery chains. The blade's enchantment disrupted the dark magic, weakening the sorcerer's control. The sorcerer responded with his own spells, hurling bolts of energy that cracked against the stone walls of the clearing. The battle was fierce, the air alive with light and sound. Sikandar used his talwar to deflect the sorcerer's magic while working to free the Jinn. With each strike, the chains weakened and the Jinn's roar grew louder. Finally, Sikandar reached the sorcerer and struck the amulet with his talwar. The artifact shattered, releasing a burst of golden light that engulfed the clearing. The sorcerer screamed as his spells unraveled, his power broken. The enslaved Jinn, now free, turned on its former master, vanishing him in a swirl of smoke. The freed Jinn turned to Sikandar, its massive form towering over him. For a moment there was only silence, then the Jinn bowed its head.
You have freed me and restored my honor. The amulet is broken, but the bond between us and the shrine remains. We will guard it once more.
The Jinn extended a hand, and from the remnants of the amulet, a new token was forged. A small golden ring etched with intricate runes.
Take this, a token of our gratitude. Should you ever need our aid, we will answer your call.
As dawn broke over Gujarat, Sikandar returned to the mausoleum. The oppressive energy that had plagued the shrine was gone, replaced by a sense of calm and reverence. The villagers gathered around him, their faces filled with relief and gratitude as he told them the curse had been lifted.
The Jinn have returned to their sacred duty. Honor this place, and they will protect you, as they always have.
As Sikandar walked away from the shrine, the golden ring glinting on his finger, he couldn't help but reflect on the fragile balance between the mortal and the supernatural. For now, peace had been restored, but he knew there were other stories waiting for him, other shadows that needed his light.